In the heart of Accra, whispers began to spread about a woman who promised wealth beyond imagination. Her name was Patricia Asidu, but on the streets, everyone called her Nana Agradaa. She wasn't just a name, she was a phenomenon. A self-styled spiritualist, she claimed to possess powers that could transform poverty into riches, despair into hope. And the tool of her magic? Something she called Sika Gari, the money ritual that would multiply whatever cash you brought her. 1 cedi in, 10 cedis out. A miracle in a world where many struggle to find their daily bread. It started small. Market women, exhausted from days of hawking their goods, heard about her shrine. They carried folded notes, sweaty and worn, believing that in Agrada's hands, those notes would blossom into stacks of wealth. Young men with dreams of cars, businesses, and flashy lifestyles gathered what little they had and went to her. They didn't see a con artist. They saw a savior. And in a country where the gap between survival and success was razor thin, her promise was intoxicating. Nana Agradaa knew exactly how to play her role. Dressed in regal Kent, adorned with beads and charms, her shrine was staged like a theater. Calabashes filled with strange powders. Some swore they saw their money vanish, only to return in multiples. Others left empty-handed, but too ashamed to speak. And so, the legend of Sika Gari grew. But legends can only last so long before truth claws its way to the surface. Stories began to emerge of people who sold their land, their livestock, even borrowed from friends, only to lose everything at the feet of Agradaa. Yet still, she thrived. The police, at first, seemed powerless. Many believed she had influence, connections, perhaps even protection. After all, who else could openly promise to conjure money without consequence? For years, she was untouchable. But in 2021, a turning point arrived. The state finally turned its eyes on Nana Agradaa. Her shrine was raided, her television stations shut down, and she was arrested. The spectacle shook Ghana. For the first time, the woman who claimed to give wealth faced the cold steel of handcuffs. And yet, in true Agradaa fashion, she twisted the narrative. Within weeks, the spiritualist rebranded herself. She declared she had found Christ. She was no longer Nana Agradaa, the priestess of Sika Gari. She was Evangelist Mama Pat. Clad now in flowing white dresses instead of kents and beads, she preached the gospel of salvation. She apologized to those she misled, begging for forgiveness. Crowds who once came to her shrine now filled church benches to hear her new sermons. To some, it seemed like redemption. To others, it was nothing more than another performance, a disguise to escape justice. But if Agradaa thought her new life as Mama Pat would erase her past, she was wrong. The victims never forgot. And neither did the law. In 2022, complaints began to rise again. This time, not about Sika Gari, but about her new church. Victims accused her of orchestrating another scheme, promising to double money for church members who contributed to her ministry. One woman claimed she was lured by Mama Pat's words, encouraged to bring in huge sums with the belief that blessings would rain down in abundance. Instead, she was left in ruins. The past was repeating itself, only now under the banner of Christianity. The police intervened once more. Arrest followed arrest. Court date followed court date. And each time, Mama Pat stood defiant, claiming innocence, claiming persecution, claiming that she was a changed woman unfairly judged by her past. Yet the testimony stacked higher. Victims filled the court with their stories, their losses, their broken trust. It was in 2025 that the weight of justice finally fell. In a packed courtroom in Accra, the verdict was read. Mama Pat, once Nana Agradaa, once the priestess of wealth, once the evangelist of salvation, was sentenced to 15 years in prison with hard labor.